Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make these stripy glittery nail art design. We've got purple, white and nude going on today. We've got purple, which is our healing glam. We've got the nude, which is food coma. And last but not least, we also have some white, and this one is called Blessing. And it's a really nice white. It has a very subtle shimmer. It's so subtle that when I picked it up, I didn't realize it had shimmer in it. So whilst I'm actually applying it, I noticed. But it's absolutely fine. You literally cannot tell there's shimmer. It's one of those where if you don't focus well enough, you can't tell, but if you wanted to see it, you can see it. If that makes sense. So we've got 2 nails that are white. We're going to have 3 nails that are nude. Then it will go into the lamp for a cure. Then off camera, quickly, I'll do the second layer, and then we can crack on with our nail art design. We've got some stripes going on. We do have quite a lot of glitter involved. And we also have a little bit of stamping, nothing too crazy. The stamping part can be very easily replaced by stickers if you'd prefer. But I'll explain a little bit later once we get onto that stage. So I'm just finishing up here. As usual, running low on my favourite nude on this planet. Okay, now that everything has 2 layers, on one of those white nails, I'm trying to do a line with the nude kind of down the centre. But if it's a bit more right or left, it doesn't really matter too much. And then I'm colouring in one of those sides, or completely up to you which side you want to go for. I'm colouring in again off camera. I'll do another layer because as you can see, it's a little bit more see-through here, so we need another coat. Now that it's out, it's time to do some purple stripes. So I'm going over the line where the nude and the white meets, and I'm going over and I'm trying to maintain the same thickness, but as you can see, you didn't do the best of jobs here. Once I'm happy with that first line, and then I'm then going to do a couple more on the right hand side over the white. But I'm trying to make those lines a little bit more thinner than the first one. The first one was supposed to be the same thickness as this one now, but that didn't really go to plan, and I actually wasn't too mad at it. The line itself was, you know, not bad, so I thought I would leave it because lines are my worst nightmare. I hate doing lines, so if one looks somewhat okay, I'll just leave it. So we've got 2 extra lines on the side there. And then we're going to repeat that process on the white, but of course we don't have the nude. So I'm trying to maintain the same thickness of a line across the whole nail pretty much. So I'm starting off in the center, and I'm kind of taking it in 2 steps. So I'm doing the first line about halfway, then leaving it, flipping the nail upside down and finishing off the line, connecting it to the sides of the nail. And then you've got yourself a line. Ideally, if you have like super long nail art brushes, those will be the best ones to use when it comes to these lines. So like the length of your brush really matters actually when you do nails. Like you can really make your life so much easier if you use the right size or thickness of a brush. So I'm going to repeat these lines now. I'm trying to pick up a fair chunk of that gel polish because I really don't want to be doing another coat of those lines. So if you ever want to do your stripy nail, it's probably more advised to do like a lighter shade underneath and then use a darker gel polish on top so that you don't need to go in again. Because if you have a dark color underneath and you're trying to go in with a lighter shade, it's more likely that you might need a second coat. And I cannot imagine the pain you would have to go through to do these lines again on top of them. And oh, just no thank you. So now that that's cured, it's time for our glitter. We've got 3 nails that have glitter. I did later on notice that I was supposed to have a 4th nail with glitter, but I'm actually kind of happy that I don't actually in the end, because there's just so much going on, so much glitter and everything. So the first nail is the easiest of all, to be honest, and this one just has the glitter scattered all over the nail, so no method to it, just scatter it on. You don't want too much on it though. I did want that nude to come through. I don't want it completely caked up and everything, so I'm trying my best to spread it around as much as I can, make it kind of like symmetrical and even everywhere. And I'm trying to maintain the glitter like being flat on the nail, because if any things are kind of like sticking out or yeah, just not flat down, it's going to be a pain, because later on we are going to do some art on top of the glitter. So if it's bumpy and lumpy, it's not ideal. I did take some steps to help prevent it being lumpy bumpy, but you will later see that it was still a little bit bumpy lumpy, so I should have taken some extra steps, but I didn't. I thought it would be okay and it wasn't. So learn from me, guys. Now we're on to our second nail. Now this nail we're going to have 2 of the same pretty much, and I'm trying to apply the thinner glitter at the kind of center of the nail, like the middle, and then the lower I'm getting, I kind of want more glitter going on, almost like a little fade situation happening, and you want 2 of those kind of nails. So this is our first one more, and then everything will go into the lamp. And then once it's out, I did apply a second layer of like a fairly chunky layer of a base coat, just to help prevent any of those lumps and bumps, but that wasn't enough. I probably should have gone in and did another one, so 2 extra layers of base coat on top of the glitter, but I didn't, and it's a little bit lumpy here and there. It's not the worst, it's enough where it's kind of okay, but definitely if you were doing like a client, you probably wouldn't want them walking out like that. If you didn't want to use base coat, you can use builder gel, clear acrylic, whatever you're kind of comfortable with. You're basically wanting to just cap the glitter into place, so I'm using the base coat as like my little glue for the glitter right now. The glitter itself is from Lyrici. It's been a while since I spoke about them, to be honest. It feels like I didn't pick glitter up as often recently, or I just don't talk about them. But I do have a link. It's always in my description. It's the best place to get yourself some glitter, especially if you're into crafts or you want to like start your own business. They do wholesale options and super affordable. It's like my go-to glitter place. So check them out. Link is in the description. Okay, so the nails are out now. They had another layer of base coat applied. I should have done 2, but I did 1. And now it's time for our layered French tip look. So I'm keeping the French tip pretty low, as you can see here. The smile line is awfully low. And I'm colouring in the tip with some white. And I'm going to, of course, repeat on the other nail. So we're going to have base coat replica. We're going to have this nail, and we're going to have another nail that's identical. And at this stage, you can really see the lumps and bumps happening. Unfortunately, I did a little whoopsie here, but it's okay. Luckily, no one's wearing these. These are just for design purposes. So that's good, because I can't imagine doing on a client or on some press-on nails and then seeing that as a final result. Oh my goodness. Now we're on to the other one. So as you can see, my method is doing like a line where I want the smile line to kind of be, and then I'm doing the 2 lines on either side and then connecting it all together. And then I've got my smile line, colouring in the little French tip we've kind of created without going to the lamp. Of course, off camera, another layer of white will be required. And then once it's out, I kind of want to do like a layered, I think they're called like layered French tips. I'm kind of calling it, I'm guessing, I guess. Maybe there is a proper name for it, but I'm kind of guessing. I personally would have called it a layered French tip look. But now that it's out and you can see we have 2 layers on the French tip, I'm going to do like an outline of the smile line. But we're not colouring in anything, it's just going to be an outline just above it. And that's all. Again, it will have 2 coats because the white was a little bit sheer. If you wanted to avoid going over stuff like with another coat, or if you're wanting to like hurry up, or don't want to waste your time or something, rather than just using regular gel polishes, you can either get yourself some super pigmented ones, or you can use nail art gels as well. That nail art gels are pigmented and a little bit more thicker, so you'll be able to create a nice opaque lines, I guess, and without having to do like a second coat and stuff. So I know Madame Glam have some, Glitterbels have some, there's all sorts out there, to be honest, that you could look into if you're not too keen on doing like a couple of layers of colour or something when you're colouring in or something. Here I'm finishing off with the smile line. Okay, done. Here I kind of cut things up and I've really sped up the process, as you can see. It's probably the most sped up footage I've ever done on the channel at the moment. I was for some reason taking my sweet time with the stamping. I don't know what was going on. I only have 2 stampers, which you'd think is enough, but it kind of wasn't. I was kind of waiting around here and there. I was waiting for the polish to kind of dry up on the little stamper and stuff. But this stamping plate is on AliExpress. It's all over AliExpress. I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy to grab one. You can always search for just flower stamping plates and it'll pop up. And there's just so many different flowers and leaves and stuff going on. And I just thought, you can just never go wrong with flowers. So I thought, why not add it? I was kind of struggling with the design today. It's so funny when you're doing, anyone who does nails all the time, let me know, especially art. I just find myself, there's so many beautiful designs out there. My phone is absolutely filled with different inspirations, like crazy wild designs. Like, it should be literally making me want to do nails 24/7. But I'm looking at all these stunning designs and there's just nothing that's making me want to recreate or sparking ideas. And I just end up finding it a little bit difficult sometimes. Sometimes I get comments, oh, you could do this or that, but I just don't know how to explain it. It's almost like this little block I've got, and no matter what I look at, I just don't see it for some reason. My brain is just like turned off, doesn't want to look at nails. I feel like maybe I'm just burned out every so often and I just can't do it. That's probably why I've been doing a little bit more press on nails. I'm feeling a bit more inspired in that area and a bit more like less pressure on my back. So there's been a bit more of those on the channel, but here I was kind of trying to push it a little bit with the design, so it might not be the best, but I like the color pattern, like the color palette and everything going on. And those flowers are quite cute too, so even if you might not like the whole design, maybe you might be able to like one or two of those as accent nails or something, spark some ideas and stuff. So I'm stamping the final two flowers on this nail. So we've got two at the top, two at the bottom. The larger flower is colored in with this darker pinky purpley shade, and then underneath we've got like this shimmery purple cool toned color. Both colors are from Born Pretty. We're pretty much using all Born Pretty, to be honest, guys. The black, the everything is Born Pretty. Same with this stamper. One of them is at least Born Pretty, the other one's Moe London. The colouring is called reverse stamping, I believe. If anyone... Is it reverse stamping? I think so. But it's just where you're colouring on your stamper. So here I'm colouring in. If you want it to be like super, you know, detailed, you could like proper colour this in, make it look like faded and ombre and all sorts. There's so many different techniques out there that you can try out, but I was just keeping it simple today. I've been trying to explore there's just so much with stamping. You think you've got it all sorted, but you don't. There's just so much more you can do, different techniques and colours and everything that you can get involved with. So I've been trying here and there, trying out some new stuff. So when I master it or figure it out, then I'll make some videos about it to share the techniques so no one else has to suffer the way I for example, will need to. So here I've got two larger flowers. I was looking for the largest flowers I could. I'm placing that pinky one at the top, then that shimmery purple will go in the middle, and then we'll have one more pinky one at the bottom. So I'm trying to pick out different looking flowers. I didn't want them to like repeat themselves right next to each other anyways. Like I didn't want them to be the same looking, so I'm trying to switch out the shape of the flower. Colouring in for the very last time now. Some people prefer like dotting tools to colouring. I kind of prefer a brush for some reason. But you need to make sure you're floating your polish on the stamper. You don't want to be dragging it, because then you'll be dragging the outline that you've just picked up on your stamper. Okay, now that that's done, I'm just waiting for a second for it to dry. Now we can stamp it down, and I'm just going down the centre. There we go, one more to go. Alrighty, that's done. Okay, so now it's time for some crystals. So I've cut out the process of applying the top coat, because I think everyone can apply top coat. We've just got some gems and crystals going on. This nail might look a little bit wild at the moment with the background, but once we apply the matte top coat, it really kind of dims the glitter down, and it's not so like in your face, because right now the crystal placement looks wild on top of it, but it looks so much different once the matte top coat is applied. So you see that in just a second. Here we've got like a purple bow going on and a couple of AB crystals, of course, going on with some shaped ones and stuff. I'm going to line it up as much as I can, and then that will go into the lamp. We then have two nails that we're going to have some flowers on there. So as you can see, it's already organized already on my little triangle trays. So we've got some lighter purple and darker purple flowers, and we're going to place it on those French tip looking nails. So if one's got the flowers on the top left hand side, then the other one will have a top right hand side, and so on. So I'm going to have them at the top and then on one of the smile line lines. So here it is. I've got a flower with two ABs on either side. Then at the top we've got 3 flowers and an AB at the end of each one. Oh, each side. And then if you want it to be even more extra, you can add caviar beads. So if you reverse back to the start of the video, you see that the prototype had caviar beads, but it took me awfully long to film this set. It took so much time. And then I thought it's so much going on, like almost too much sometimes for me. So I thought, you know what, I will let it be without. But if you wanted to add them, you do have a little example at the start of the video if you wanted to include them. And then just finishing off now, I'll pop into the lamp, like I said, matte top coat off camera real quick. And here are the final results. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I'd love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.